welcome, and take a comfortable seat for our beginning of practice to tone our immune system today and go within and brighten things up. So let's start in a comfortable seat. We'll go to standing pretty quickly thereafter. Grab a block and a strap on the side for our practice today. Let's get tall before we do our seated breath work. So in that comfortable seat, take the sits bones to the edge of a blanket. Tilt the pelvis slightly forward, feeling that lower back. You can warm the hands and take that warmth to your lower back, elbows behind you, already opening up in front of the sternum, and then feel the warmth against the lower back and notice that natural curve. You want that natural curve there, and then place the hands on the thighs. So that curve is there, allowing the spine to grow upward, but let's see if we can get taller by just floating the arms up on an inhale, up towards the sky, and feeling the arms reach, the fingertips reach, everything reaches, except really the strength and the big muscles here are going to be on the side of the body. So we want to lift from the right side body, those rib accessory muscles, and then on the left, and then evenly up. Now roll the shoulders away from the ears as you reach that tall position. And then bring the hands, exhale into prayer position. And then begin to turn left and right at the ribs, keeping the pelvis steady. You're just going to twist side to side, looking left and right. And feel that turning on the axis of our vertical of the spinal column. So turning and rotating. And then bring that prayer position on the palms down, past towards the head, in front of the face, past the third eye, as you continue to twist and breathe easily, bringing those hands into prayer position resting in front of the heart. Inhale. Exhale, settle into those sits bones, maybe a little bit more comfortable and taller through the crown of the head, through the neck, allowing a little more space in the vertebrae. And let's press the palms together and feeling that energy between the palms, the warmth, the strength of the shoulders as you press those palms together. So let's use all of those larger muscles to keep ourselves nice and comfortable in our seat, lifted off the hips, and then we'll take the hands to the thighs now. Now you can close the eyes, cut out distractions that might take you away from attention to the breath. Give your breath permission today to be however it wants to be at this moment of observation. As you check in with the breath, you can check in with the body and give a scan, noticing lighting up the areas that might have tension. And then bringing your attention back to those areas that are more relaxed, that don't have a stress or worry at all. As you naturally breathe, again, noticing your attention to the areas that have some stress, muscles, joints, thoughts. Notice them. And then moving the attention away from those areas of stress. Notice where there isn't any stress. Feeling the inhale and the exhale. Part of keeping all of our systems in harmony is to pay attention with a non-judgmental attention, without that worry and stress, and allow the parts that are relaxed to relax more and flow that energy outward towards the stressed areas. Inhale, exhale. So now that we can move from our witnessing breath to the conscious breath. That's a breath we can influence beyond just the autonomic breathing. And because we're doing our attention to the immune system, we'll do a practice that really brings that into harmony. Flutter the eyes open so you can see my example up here. I'm going to take the middle and finger and thumb to the just above the nostrils there, so we can actually, sorry, I'm going to take the ring finger and the thumb together, and then I'm going to take the middle and index to my third eye. So you can start with the middle and index at your third eye, and then take the ring and finger and thumb around the nose. And if this bothers you at all, or if you're congested, you can simply come back to regular breathing. Feel free to close the eyes. What we're going to do is press the ring finger on that left nostril and allow the air to inflow through the right nostril. And then pause, and then take the thumb to the right nostril and release the left. And allow the outflow, the exhale, to come out the left nostril. Pause, and then inhale through the left nostril. And then close off the left nostril, release the thumb on the right nostril, and breathe. Exhale. And then inhale through the right. Close that off, open up the left, exhale. So if you've gotten the cycle now, which is exhaling one side and then inhaling on that side, closing off, and then exhaling on the other side and inhaling. You can rotate this cycle about 3 to 5 more times. Paying attention to the quality and sound of the breath. If you're congested, don't force this. You can drop the hand and breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. If you're slightly congested, this can help with clearing that. As you inhale, try to match that intake of air with the expansion of the belly and the chest. And then finish out the breath cycle. Drop the hand, come back to natural breath for a few rounds, and we'll notice again. Come back to the witnessing. Maybe the head feels clearer. Thoughts are less tangled up. Maybe they flow a little better. Now we're going to transition to standing. Flutter the eyes open if you have them closed. Support the knees. We'll come around to an all-fours position and curl. We're going to start again standing so we can warm up the body. And then curl the toes under, push back away with the hands, and we'll come to a forward bend. So walk the hands to the feet. Take those feet hip width apart. And from here, we'll keep the knees bent and keep the ribs on the thighs. And just hang the head down, balancing here on those spread toes, big footprints, nice surface area for our feet, for our carrying that weight, and then the knees behind the toes. Hang the head down relaxed, feeling the weight of the head, relieving the neck. Inhale, fill the back of the lungs. And exhale as you drop the head a little bit more. You can begin to straighten the legs if you'd like, or you can just keep them micro bent, or even more than micro bent is fine too. One more big inhale into that back of the lungs. And the head hangs down, allowing the blood flow from the lower regions of the body to come towards the head, reoxygenating the lungs. Exhale again. And then take the hands, release the hands from the floor if you have them there. And we're just going to tap along the legs. So around the surface of the legs, gentle tapping. Keep the knees bent and begin to take that rib cage up off the thighs. And we're just going to tap along the thighs and then the hips. So we're waking up the tissues there, the fascia on the outside. And then to the lower back, that should feel wonderful. Tap the hips. And then up to the ribs. As much as you can get behind the ribs. Bring the hands up to the chest. Tapping. And then tap each shoulder with the opposite hand. And then down the arm. And then just tapping. And then the neck. And the head, and then finally at the crown of the head, gentle tapping around the skull. Feel if that has affected your breath. And then drop the arms, take the feet to hip width apart, spread the toes, footprints in the sand. And then find that center between those thighs that you can squeeze them together if there's a block between the thighs. So we're going to really feel that column of light that's coming up through the center that really keeps us really strong and stable. And now the glutes, let's make sure we don't forget those large muscles that support a really tall mountain pose. Tuck the low ribs in, heart forward, collarbones wide, open up the palms forward, surrender pose. Inhale, exhale, and then we'll begin to twist. This is a Tai Chi inspired, so take the feet a little bit wider apart, make sure to bend those knees, and then we'll begin to twist. So again, this tapping concept to just tone different regions and medians in the body. We're going to just sweep the arms around playfully, around the body, around that axis. Again, bringing your mind's eye back to that vertical axis of the spinal column. Your gaze comes with it. Knees are loose. And you can even take the back of your hand to tap your back at the kidneys. And then you can take the front hand, tap the shoulder. Really sweep it and swing. Beautiful. And then you can slow that spiral down. Shake out the shoulders. Bring the feet hip width apart again. And let's clasp the hands at the bottom of the spine behind the body. And notice as you clasp the hands together, use the weight of the hands dropping towards the heels to see if that'll bring the shoulders away from the ears a little bit and the neck a little bit longer upward. Inhale, feel the expansion of the ribs in front of the body. Exhale, drop down and feel that energy of the feet stabilizing you, the pelvis aligned, even the diaphragm. Exhale. Continue that expansive breath as you clasp the hands. Now, with that heart, that shining light of the heart, let's see if you can use that like a flashlight and shine it up towards the ceiling from the heart. And then you can bring the eyes up towards that light. Slight back bend here. Exhale, and then bring the spine back to neutral. And we'll take some neck turns from here, the ones that we usually do seated, but we're getting our nice warmed up legs here as we do this. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Keep your clasped hands so that rolls your shoulders back. And then come through center, gaze forward. Inhale. And then exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale through center, exhale to the right. And then dip the chin towards the right shoulder along the collarbone. And then come back to center, keeping that chin as in contact with the collarbone as you can. And then look down at the heart. But notice the shoulders are still rolled back. And then bring the gaze to neutral. Inhale. Feel that diaphragm expand towards the pelvis. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Bring the chin down to the left shoulder. And let's trace along the collarbone to the middle. Dropping the head, the weight of the head, taking a break for the neck. And then inhale, look up. Let's look up at the sky. Exhale, release. Okay, great. And then release the hands. From here, drop the hands, the arms next to the body, and turn the head side to side. Notice if there's any difference in how your head travels side to side after holding those shoulders back. Anytime you're standing and you feel that rounding of the back, you can try that as a little trick. And then we'll come face forward. Reach the arms up to the sky. Another long side bend. So we're going to take the arms up, both arms, and then we're going to drop the right arm next to the body. Stand strong through the legs and lean over, allowing the weight of that right hand to just drop you down to the right, and your right ear goes towards your right shoulder and your left arm comes next to your left ear. But you want to make sure you roll that shoulder away from the left ear so it's not reaching and stressing out. Stay to the side. Just drop and soften. And then take your palm of the left hand towards the back of the room and notice how that rotates your shoulder, plugs it into the socket. Use a gentle sweep your left hand upward towards the sky in an arc, and then drop the left arm. Sweep the right arm up next to the ear, right ear, and drop to the left. So drop that left hand and act like there's a weight in the hand that's dropping you down towards the floor. Left ear toward left shoulder. Feel the reach, and then take the right palm and face it towards the back of the room. Sweep the right arm up towards the sky. And drop the arm down next to the body. And then we'll step a little bit wider than hip width. And we'll take our hands to the hips and make circles with our hips. So we're turning hips or rotating them around. So as if you were had inside of a jar or a barrel, and you're trying to get to the rim of the barrel with the hips. And then let's change directions. Other way. Feel the tiny changes you're making in those, loosening the hip sockets, muscles around it. Let's come back to center again. Reach the arms up. Really like to lengthen first. Inhale up. Clasp the hands together and bring them to the back of the skull, the bottom of the skull. Cup your hands at the bottom of the skull. Elbows out to the sides. Inhale, now that we've taken a tiny back bend, we can do that again. Heart, that light of the heart shining up towards the ceiling. Look up at that light with the eyes. Inhale. Exhale, let's come forward and round the upper back and bring the elbows together. Inhale up, look up again. Gently opening and closing like the wings of a butterfly. If the elbows don't come together, that's okay. One more time. Great. Now drop the hands next to the body, shake it out, come to the bottom of the mat. So we're going to do our standing sequence earlier in the practice today, and we're going to do some repetition. This is a version of a sun salutation. So we're warming up all the areas of the body. Come to the bottom of the mat in our very well-known mountain pose at this point. Inhale, exhale, step the right foot forward and come to curl the back toes under. So we're going to curl the left toes under and notice that reach through the back heel. You don't have to bend the front knee yet. We're coming into a high lunge, but I just want to get situated here so that our feet are pulling, magnetizing together energetically. And we've got that back knee straight, but not overextended. Inhale the arms above the head. Next to the ears, drop the shoulders away from the ears as our energy is going to go point downward towards the mat. Inhale, grow tall, exhale. Now bring the energy down, bend the front knee. You may have to creep that foot forward. Just keep the knee behind the toes. We're coming into a low lunge, hips pointing forward. Yeah, high lunge. And then up, reach up, point that tailbone down. So at this point, maybe you're starting to overarch the back. So point the tailbone down. Feel the stretch along the left thigh. Beautiful. And then swan dive the arms on an exhale down around the front foot. We're bringing the ribs to the thigh. Take it easy on your knee. And then bring the hands on either side of the right foot. And then bring the left knee down to the mat. Low lunge. You can keep the toes curled on that back foot or just place the top of the foot on the mat. In this low lunge, let's use this to our advantage and just pull backward with the hands pressing on the mat and noticing how that makes you want to lengthen that spine. Bring the crown of the head long. So we really can use just that subtle movement to lengthen the spine. And we're stretching that front hip. Exhale, let's sweep back with the right knee back into puppy pose. So we're going to bring the hands forward to the top of the mat, forearms down, forehead down. And you're going to keep those thighs 90 degrees to the mat, lifting up, take the head down. From here again, let's pay attention to the back of the lungs. Really giving our lungs more capacity to intake that oxygen and filter out what we don't need. Allow that to drop. The earth just can absorb all of that stress we don't need. Inhale and exhale. Let those forearms lift you up. Take the hands next to the shoulders, back to all fours. We're going to curl the back toes under and lift the feet up. And then we're going to come to a forward bend again, walking the hands to the feet. And then we get to hang down again. If you have any issues with dizziness or blood pressure, you can just come up to a flat back, lifting the head up. We can just hang out here again. Some time spent with the head below the heart is a nice way to reoxygenate and really get ourselves pumped up and healthy. Bend the knees, and we're going to bring the ribs to the thighs. Sweep the arms behind the body, so up towards the ceiling. Nice, long, straight arms. Inhale, expand, exhale. Sweep the fingertips towards the mat and the arms next to the ears, and then peel the ribs off the thighs. Squeeze an imaginary block between your thighs and reach back, sit in an imaginary chair and knees behind the toes. Roll shoulders away from ears. Nice and strong. Stand up. And exhale, arms next to the body. Resituate here in mountain pose. Exhale, let's step forward with the left foot. And let's orient our feet together, curling the back toes under and our right leg straight. And straighten that out. Feel already that there's a stretch along the front of the right thigh. Inhale the arms above the head. And then exhale, begin to bend the front knee keeping it behind the toes, aligned in the middle two toes. Point the tailbone like an arrow down to the mat. Yeah, you do have to do some little creeping forward with that foot. That's okay. Now stand strong in that high lunge. And then sweep the arms next to the body like wings, and then come down around that front foot. Bring the right knee down to the mat. Pull back with the fingers in our low lunge, long through the spine. Expand. Inhale. Exhale out everything you don't need as you take the left knee back. And we're going to do a downward dog now. So first we'll be in our all fours. Point forward with the index finger. Both index fingers, even hands. Spread the fingers. Squeeze downward with the armpit energy towards the ribs. Squeeze a magazine under those armpits. And then curl the back toes under. Lift the knees off the mat. Ears between the arms, and then we're in a downward dog. So you can take tippy toes first and pedal the feet one after the other. Just pedal and straighten the legs. So we're getting into our hamstrings here as we hang our head below the heart. Nice, easy breath. Noticing the hamstrings, and then coming up on both tiptoes. Allow the heels to descend towards the mat as you push away with the hands, noticing the length of your spine and how that affects the hamstrings. And then walk the hands towards the feet. Spend a moment in our forward bend again. Traction for the neck. And then take the hands to the hip creases. Using that as your hinge point, inhale the back up into flat back. Inhale. Exhale, and we'll take ourselves back to standing, hinging up. Take a breath here to rebalance yourself. And then walk forward with your right foot. Curl the back toes under. Connect your feet. Inhale the arms next to the ears. Bend the front knee. Pointing tail downward. Exhale the arms out to swan dive around that front foot. Back knee down. Lengthen. And sweep back. The knee, right knee. Now we'll come up into down dog. Feel that warmth circulating through the body as you come into down dog. And then bend the knees, come back to forward bend. Inhale into a flat back, hands to hip creases. Come on back up. One breath here for balance. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Connecting feet, curl back toes under. Drop down into high lunge, arms above, arms next to the ears. Sweep the arms, swan dive around the front foot. Back knee down. Lengthen. Exhale, the knee back. Curl the back toes, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Really feel the hamstring stretch here. Optimize that. Lengthening the spine and lengthening the hamstrings. Let's bend the knees. Walk the hands towards the feet. And stand up. Let's do a magic 3 on this, and I'm going to give you fewer cues on this round of our sun salutation for the day. Mountain pose, inhale. Step the right foot forward. High lunge. If there's any time that this is hurting your knees, you can just come to low lunge and keep it low between low lunge and puppy pose. Inhale the arms up. High lunge. Come forward into low lunge. Match your movement with your breath. Puppy pose or downward dog. Walk the hands back, forward bend. Inhale up, flat back, mountain pose. Exhale, step forward with the left. Curl back, toes under. Arms up, high lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms, swan dive, low lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, child's pose. Forehead to the mat, hips to heels. Body's warmer, more blood flowing. Exhale, release, feel the earth beneath you. Curl up through a cat pose. Inhale, exhale. Let's use our hands and arms to support ourselves, coming down to prone position. So on our bellies, just drop the thighs, bend the elbows, drop the thighs. Feel that snaking of the spine. And then snake everything down, hips come down, ribs, forehead, make a pillow for your head. And then when you get down here, sway the hips side to side. Now we're going to really lengthen out here. Release the hands, bring the forehead to the mat, arms next to ears. Inhale, let's reach up, head up, right arm up, left leg up, and come down with an exhale. Using the breath as the rhythm, inhale, left arm up, right leg up. Do a slow swim, alternating sides. One more time, each side. Feel that strengthening of the glutes. And then inhale everything up, head, arms, legs. We'll swim, paddle, arms and legs. Using the inhale to grow length taller along the floor. Exhale, feel your muscles engage. And then drop to the floor, one ear on the mat. Sway the hips side to side. And then take the hands next to the shoulders, palms down. Note the elbows want to be next to the ribs, and then bring your forehead to the mat. Bring your mind's eye to your feet. Tops of the feet are on the mat. I'm going to press down, and as you do that, the legs wake up. All that warmth we've created, continuing that path up the legs. Then we get the glutes engaged 25%. Tailbone points towards the heels, and then pull the hands back, peel up into a cobra. Really lengthen, and then let go of the hands. And then we're going to sway side to side, just kind of acting like a snake in the grass here as the spine gets more flexible. And then bring the hands down and come down with the forehead. Exhale. Inhale up into a cobra again. Exhale down. Inhale, head up. Slide the forearms forward. And as you do that, pull back with your forearms towards the heels, and then lengthen as you take that heart light and shine that flashlight forward in front of you. Lengthen through the collarbones, and then look up. Sphinx. The wise Sphinx. Let's use that wisdom of our body to heal ourselves and go easy. And then take the turn with the left chin towards the left shoulder, just gently rolling shoulders away from ears, and then look to the right, surveying with your eyes. Come back to center. And then allow yourself to go down. Other ear comes to the mat. Just sway side to side with the hips again. Inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to ease ourselves up to a seated position here. Coming to a nice twist, seated twist. It helps our whole organ system flushing things out, toxins. So let's take the folded blanket to the middle of the mat. Sit on that blanket and grab a strap on your way. Sit on the edge, and we're going to take the legs out in front of the body. So staff pose. Keep the feet legs hip width apart. So they're going to straighten out. You're definitely having a hamstring stretch here. So if you need to place something under your knee to just soften that, you can do that. Spread the toes and take the fist beside you, beside the hips, and lift up to lengthen out, and then shake yourself down to the sits bones on the edge of that blanket. Now you're sitting a little taller. And then take the fingertips beside you and notice those spider hands, adding extra roots, extra stability. Noticing, keeping ourselves healthy and strong, noticing our stability and flexibility at the same time. Inhale, grows tall. Exhale, let's bend the left knee and help it to bend. Bring the left foot in towards the inside of the right thigh. So just resting there. You're going to take the hands to the front of the left shin and just use that leverage to grow tall and keep that nice tall pose. Grab the strap and place the strap around your right ball of the right foot. And then hold the strap with the right hand. So both sides of the strap with the right hand. And just press your ball of the foot into the strap. Roll that right shoulder down away from the ears. Grow tall. Bending. We're not bending forward so much as just lengthening through the right leg. And then walk your hand towards the right toes along the strap. And then you're going to begin to twist over, take the left hand to the left thigh and guide the ribs as you turn the sternum, the ribs over towards the left knee, and then bring your gaze as well. This is sage twist. You can even switch both sides of that strap, allow the right hand to meet the left and grab the strap with the left. So you've got some leverage there into the twist. So you can keep both hands along the strap and just use that, pressing the ball of the foot into the strap twist. Feel that twist along the torso and come back. Release the strap, try the other side. So we're going to take the left leg, straighten that, bend the right knee. Press down through the foot as if you're standing on that right foot, hands to the front shin. Inhale, grow tall, exhale, grab the strap, place it around the left ball of the left foot, especially keeping that nice pressure from the ball of the foot to protect the entire leg and all the bones along that. Take the strap into the left hand. Inhale, tall, exhale, turn towards the right knee. Squeeze out. This is a clearing of our organ system. And then come back. And you can switch that strap so you can add your right hand to the strap. And that stays on this side of the right knee. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, press through the ball of the foot and turn to your right. Supported sage twist. And then come back forward, sternum forward, release the strap. Straighten out both legs. Find your tall sit. Take the fingertips beside you. And you can begin to lean forward. I don't want to force anything. If people have disc issues, do not do a lean forward. Just grow tall through the spine. If you want to take the strap around the ball of both feet, you can lean forward at the hips for a forward bend. But I want you to lengthen first and then hinge at the hips. Exhale as you come forward. Heart is the lead, not the shoulders. And then float back up. Sage and staff pose. Place that strap to the side, right? Yeah, strap to the side. And we're going to switch to supported shoulder stand. Another way to get the head below the heart. Grab the block. Come onto your backs. Ease yourself down. And gaze up at the imaginary sky. Or there is a sky up there past the ceiling. And then take the knees hip width apart, the feet hip width apart, and press through the full surface of your foot, including the toes. Align the skull to the sacrum. Take the arms next to the body and see if you can touch the back of your heels with your fingertips. And then grab the block, and we're going to lift the hips up, snake the spine up, lift those hip bones up towards the ceiling. Place the block under the sacrum, that comfy place. And then take the arms next to the body and really roll the shoulder blades so that, bring the shoulder blades together so you can roll the shoulders away from the ears, the sternum towards the chin. Bridging, this is a nice supported bridge, but we still got that diagonal, nice blood flow towards the head. Press the full length of the arms into the mat and see the difference that makes as the sternum can reach a little closer to the chin. Inhale, and we're going to inhale, take the right foot off the floor, knee to the sky, and then the left foot off the floor. And then we're going to straighten out one leg and then the other. So we're in our supported shoulder stand. Voila. From bridge to shoulder stand. You can even find the bottom of the block with your fingertips for extra leverage if you want. Spread the toes. And then take the palms to the mat. And from here, we're going to take a V shape with the legs. So open into a V. And then using the strength of those inner thighs, pull them together. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring them together. So notice your lower abs engage here, supporting this flow. Come up, bring your legs back into candlesticks. And then take the soles of the feet towards each other, bend the knees outward, grab the ankles, and then we'll stretch our hips. Knees like butterfly, open, and then back to candlesticks. Using your breath to flow between these two poses. Up and down. And then candlesticks again, point each toe, alternate, and then just play with this. Take any bend in the knees you want. Something you do in shoulder pose is just to play around with the legs as they're elevated. Beautiful. And then bend the right knee, bring the right foot to the floor, bend the left knee, bring that to the floor. And we'll take a supported happy baby here. Inhale the knees towards the armpits, so each knee at a time. Bring them towards the armpits. And then bring the soles of the feet to the sky. So that you might shift a bit with that block. See if you can, feel free to adjust it. And then we'll take the soles of the feet to the sky, hands in the back of the thighs or on the ankles or the sides of the feet. Luxuriate here like our happy baby. So when we have that block, we're supporting the lift of the hips, taking that weight off the hips, further taking advantage of gravity to drop those thighs. Back to that long exhale. And then bring the right foot down to the mat, the left foot down. Staying here on our block, we're going to take the right leg long on the mat, straighten it out, and then the left leg. And then sweep the right arm next to the ear, left arm. Look up at the sky, the ceiling, reach long, press the feet against an imaginary surface, and then fingertips long. Inhale, brings you even taller. Exhale, feel the earth beneath you in the back body. Paying attention to all sides of the body, front, sides, back. Inhale, exhale. See if you can reach longer with the right side and then longer with the left. Sweep the arms next to the body. Bend the right knee, sole the foot to the floor. Bend the left knee. And then lift the hips up and remove the block, and we'll stay here and bridge without the block, imagining the block there, but lifting the hips up. Take the elbows to the mat beside you and press the elbows in, fingertips up, robot hands, robot arms. And then lift the arms up towards the sky. Hug a cloud. And then the arms next to the ears really lengthen. So keep those knees hip width apart. Press through the feet. Lifting through those glutes. Next exhale, sweeps the arms down to the mat. And then snake the spine, bone by bone, down to the mat. Skip the lower back. Sacrum plants down. Oh, so nice. Luxurious inhale and exhale. We're going to take the block to the side, props to the side so we can adequately paint our rainbows. Let's take the knees together, roll over onto the left side. Angle those thighs 90 degrees to the body, palms together. And then we'll grab that imaginary sidewalk chalk with the right arm, with the right fingertips, and draw along the floor, whatever color you wish. Watch your fingers as they draw an arc above your head on the floor. As you do this, the ribs will begin to twist open. You can keep the elbow bent if that strains your shoulder at all. To keep it straight, you can bend. Watch this rainbow. The ribs begin to turn over to the right. When you've reached a point of limit with your shoulder, which in my case I have, we're just going to close the rainbow down towards the left hand again. And then you repeat the action, maybe getting more flexibility in this twist each time, keeping the knees together. Make it easy. Don't make any, there should be no strain. Each side will be different than the other. So each time the palms meet, you grab another piece of chalk, another color on the rainbow. Sternum tries to get up, facing towards the sky. And then rolling over, bring that to a close, rolling over onto the other side. I forgot to say this on the other side, but you can place the block behind your sacrum just to make sure that you're not knocking that over. You want to keep your pelvis nice and steady on this twist. So I'm just going to place that block behind the sacrum over here, just to see how stable my pelvis is. So the left hand is on top of right. Grab that chalk and draw the rainbow. I'm watching the arc. On this side, I happen to be a lot more flexible, so I can get a full arc and back again. Each side can be really different. Breath work. Don't forget to support with the breath. That replenishing breath. As you inhale, as you turn over into the twist, and exhale brings you back together. Exhale, remove that block if you have it there, and roll over onto your back. I know I mentioned when we've done our self-massage here, usually in the beginning of practice, but let's do that before we Shavasana. Oh, and I recommend if you have any chair nearby or a couch or something like that, you can take your knees up, legs up, and you can just elevate the legs during Shavasana. That's something else I'll recommend today. For example, if I'm lying here, I can just take my legs up onto the couch. If not, don't worry about it. You can just go into our regular Shavasana, lengthening the legs out, or even keeping the knees together in our easy pose with the wide feet. Let's take the thumbs to the bottom of the skull. Make circles outwardly. The thumbs pressing into the bottom of the skull, all of those pressure points. And then back together, the circles come together. Communicating down the spine and back into the head, the brain, the skull, along the scalp. And then draw that circle towards the ears. Sorry, not draw the circles. Draw a line with your thumbs towards the ears. And then pinch the edges of the ears. And then pull the ears a little bit away from the skull and notice the jaw loosens. Open and close the jaw. And release the ears. Take the fingertips to the third eye, middle fingertips to the third eye, and then draw along the eyebrows to the temples. Give yourself a massage at those temples. Backward circles, and then go back to your third eye, draw along the eyebrows, and forward circles. You can wake up to this, you can go to sleep to this massage. Along the skull, bring the fingertips along the scalp. And then allow the right hand to drape next to the body, palm up, left arm next to the body, palm up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then drop down to the mat. Melt those shoulders. If you have the legs up, allow the drop into the hips, lifting the weight off the hips, or if you're in easy pose, or long legs straightened out. Allow a sense of awareness of your bones to come into your mind. Close the eyes. Imagine that the bones are heavy, heavy, heavy like lead. You feel that weight dropping into the back body. And now imagine that the bones are light as a feather and you're floating on your mat, floating on a cloud. And now imagine that weight again throughout the whole body, weighted by those lead bones. And now your bones are lighter again, light as a cloud. Feel that sense of floating through the whole body. And now the sensation of heat. Imagine the whole body's warm against warm sand. Warmth of a summer day. Switch that to cold. The body's cold. Cold as Arctic ice. And now the body's warm again. Warm, warm, like the warmest summer day. Bring it back to the coolness again. Cool, icy. Now following your breath, find a medium, a happy medium, a sensation of between heavy and light, between hot and cold. Allow that soothing medium, that sense of balance to communicate to your entire body, balancing all of the communication systems through the body, all of the flow of our healthy cells. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bend the elbows and the knees. Rolling over onto your right side. Use your hands to help you up to seated position. And we'll meet there, the hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer position, feeling radiant health coursing through our bodies and outwardly, wishing radiant health to everyone around our world. Thank you for sharing the practice with me today. Namaste.